Before humans fully understood the fragile balance of the Amazon rainforest, before science revealed that no predator dominates forever, there already existed a world where even the hunter could become the prey. In the wild heart of the Amazon, between dark rivers, impenetrable forests and infinite shadows, the struggle to survive never ends, because today's predator can become tomorrow's victim. Welcome to Wild Amazon, when the predator becomes the prey. Please give us a like and subscribe to the channel to give us more motivation to produce more quality content. Don't forget to comment your thoughts on the video below and let us know where you are watching this video from so we can discuss together. Let's get started. In the depths of the Amazon basin, a prehistoric silhouette emerges, instilling terror beneath the black waters. The black caiman, or Melanosuchus niger, is the largest predator in the entire Amazon river system. An old alpha male can reach an astonishing length of 5 meters. Its weight can exceed 450 kilograms, turning it into a biological battleship with dark scales. During the dry season, this giant dominates the shallow lakes formed by the receding waters. Its black coloration is not just for aesthetics. It is an adaptation to absorb solar heat and camouflage in the darkness. The caiman's eyes are located on the top of the skull, allowing it to watch while its body remains submerged. Its jaws possess devastating power, capable of generating a bite force of 11,000 newtons. This reptile's hunting technique begins with infinite patience, floating motionless like a drifting log. A white heron approaches the water's edge, unaware that just 2 meters away, certain death is hiding. The caiman detects vibrations through sensory pores on its jaw, calculating the exact distance of the target. With an explosive movement from its muscular tail, the predator lunges out of the water at a surprising speed. Despite its power, the black caiman is not invulnerable in this realm of constant dangers. The jaguar, the most powerful feline in the Americas, is the only enemy capable of challenging its authority. The jaguar uses its agility to dodge the reptile's attacks and bite directly into the back of the skull. In the struggle for supremacy, the caiman must rely on its armor of osteoderms to resist the feline's fangs. The caiman's metabolism allows it to survive for weeks without food, conserving energy in the 35 degrees Celsius heat. As a keystone species, the black caiman regulates populations of fish and other vertebrates, maintaining the health of the river. Its presence is a testimony to evolutionary resilience in one of the planet's most complex ecosystems. In the turbulent waters of the Amazon, a social predator emerges known as the river wolf for its pack ferocity. The giant otter, or Pteronura brasiliensis, is a marvel of evolution, reaching a total length of 1.8 meters. Weighing up to 34 kilograms, this mammal compensates for its size with collective intelligence and relentless aggression. Unlike the solitary caiman, the otter lives in highly organized family groups of up to 10 individuals that regularly patrol the river. Their hunting strategy is a masterpiece of coordination, herding schools of fish towards shallow banks to catch them. They use their highly sensitive vibrissae, or whiskers, to detect the slightest vibrations of their prey in the murky water. The environment is filled with constant screams, whistles and barks, a complex vocal communication system that keeps the hunting squad together. When a black caiman approaches the breeding area, the peaceful otter group transforms into a fierce and noisy combat unit. The otters surround the reptile, performing rapid diversionary attacks and a series of bites to confuse the giant intruder. An otter bite can exert considerable force, but their true weapon is the group's persistence that forces the caiman to retreat. In the water, they are incredibly agile, reaching travel speeds of 14 kilometers per hour thanks to their webbed feet. However, even these aquatic warriors must maintain constant vigilance against the presence of a jaguar stalking from the dense vegetation. The adults take turns guarding the riverbank while the pups play, demonstrating a social structure based on mutual protection. They consume up to 4 kilograms of meat per day to maintain their high metabolism in the warm 28 degrees Celsius water. The giant otter is the true master of the rivers, a symbol of strength, loyalty and survival in the heart of the Amazon. In the vertical canopy of the Amazon rainforest, a master of patience and lethal precision known as the pit viper hides. The species Bothrops bilineatus, or two-lined forest pit viper, is a perfect example of biological camouflage among the dense foliage. Its body, which can reach 1 meter in length, has a vibrant green coloration that makes it invisible to its prey. It possesses an extremely strong prehensile tail, which acts as a fifth limb to anchor itself firmly to the branches. The secret to its success lies in its loreal pits, heat-sensing organs located between the eyes and the nostrils. These sensors allow it to detect the body heat of a bird from a distance of several meters, even in total darkness. The snake positions itself in an S shape, accumulating elastic energy to launch an attack at lightning speed. Despite being a formidable hunter, the viper must remain alert to the sharp gaze of the harpy eagle. This bird of prey descends from the sky with talons exerting 500 newtons of pressure to snatch the snake from its branch. This reptile's metabolism is optimized at temperatures of 30 degrees Celsius, allowing it to digest whole prey for days. Its behavior is purely instinctive, a biological machine designed for population control in the ecosystem. The pit viper is a critical link connecting bird life with the complex food web of the Amazon. When the dry season takes hold of the Amazon, the landscape transforms drastically and water begins to recede from the flooded plains. Temperatures rise up to 38 degrees Celsius, causing rapid evaporation that reduces large rivers to mere channels. Once vast lakes become mud prisons, barely a few meters in diameter. For millions of fish and aquatic creatures, this confinement is an imminent death sentence. The biological density in these pools is amazing, concentrating up to 100 kilograms of fish per cubic meter of water. The black caiman Melanosuchus niger takes advantage of this crowding to feed with minimal effort. Dozens of these reptiles gather on the same banks, forgetting their solitary nature because of the abundance of food. Red-bellied piranhas, Pygocentrus natereri, enter a killing frenzy upon finding themselves trapped in low-oxygen waters. Their jaws can snap shut with a force of 300 newtons, capable of tearing chunks of meat from any animal that falls into the pool. From the air, the jabiru stork descends with its huge wingspan to drive its 30-centimeter beak into the mud. Conflict arises when apex predators must share the same confined space for survival. A giant otter family, Pteronura brasiliensis, arrives at the lake emitting warning calls to reclaim their territory. The otters do not fear facing 2-meter caimans, using coordinated attacks to drive them away from the schools of fish. Water scarcity increases aggression, turning every liter of liquid into a resource worth fighting for. The jaguar also joins the fray, stalking from the shadow of trees that now border the dry lakes. With a precise leap, the feline can capture an unsuspecting caiman, proving that, at the climax of the drought, no one is safe. The smell of mud and decomposing organic matter attracts vultures from kilometers round. The energy consumed in these confrontations is high, but the caloric reward is necessary to survive until the first rains. Natural selection operates in the crudest way on these temporary battlefields created by the climate. The drought cycle is the biological engine that tests the endurance and ingenuity of Amazon inhabitants. A shadow glides in the absolute silence of the vegetation, leaving only a deep footprint in the fresh mud of the bank. The jaguar, Panthera onca, is the invisible spirit that rules the Amazon with indisputable authority and mystery. Its golden eyes, equipped with a highly efficient tapetum lucidum, can detect movement where others see only total darkness. An adult female weighs around 70 kilograms, possessing a compact muscle mass designed for agility and extreme stealth. This jaguar mother carries the responsibility of protecting her cubs hidden in a natural cave 1 kilometer away. She cautiously erases her tracks, preventing the scent of her offspring from attracting black caimans or hungry anacondas. Today's target is a 50-kilogram capybara resting unsuspecting near the edge of a shallow lake. The hunter moves at a speed of barely 2 meters per minute, turning every step into a lesson in feline patience. Suddenly, the jaguar releases its explosive power in a 10-meter sprint, lasting less than 2 seconds. Its bite is the strongest among all felines, exerting a pressure of 1,500 newtons directly on the prey's skull. Unlike other predators that suffocate, the jaguar pierces the temporal bone to ensure an instant and silent death. After securing food, the mother transports the meat quickly so as not to lead other predators to her shelter. She crosses a 30-meter wide water channel by swimming powerfully, keeping her valuable load out of reach of the piranhas. The jaguar remains the masterpiece of the ecosystem, a solitary guardian whose presence ensures balance in the heart of the Amazon. In the murky waters of the Amazon tributaries, a mysterious figure appears that seems to have come out of an ancient legend. The pink dolphin, scientifically known as Inia geoffrensis, is the largest freshwater cetacean inhabiting our planet. An adult male can reach a length of 2.5 meters and weigh up to 180 kilograms of pure hydrodynamic muscle. Unlike its marine relatives, it possesses unfused cervical vertebrae that allow it to turn its neck 90 degrees. This adaptation is vital for navigating and hunting precisely among the submerged trunks of the flooded forest. Its echolocation system is a sophisticated biological weapon that detects fish and freshwater squid in the mud. The dolphin uses its long snout to dig up hidden prey, applying precise pressure force in every catch. However, the survival of the species depends on the constant protection of vulnerable calves in the river. A small dolphin is a tempting target for the silent stalking of the black caiman or the powerful green anaconda. The mother dolphin patrols tirelessly in the 28 degrees Celsius water, using her agility to intercept any nearby threat. It can reach speeds of 20 kilometers per hour to escort its offspring toward safer water areas. The pink dolphin is the guardian of fluvial intelligence, a symbol of the biodiversity pulsing in the Amazon. At the peak of the tallest trees in the Amazon, a majestic figure reigns known as the Lord of the Tropical Skies. The harpy eagle, or Harpia harpyja, is the most powerful raptor on the continent and a symbol of absolute strength in nature. An adult female can weigh up to 9 kilograms, significantly exceeding the males of her species in size and power. Its rear talons measure 13 centimeters, a length identical to those of a brown bear, designed for piercing and crushing. From a strategic branch, the eagle uses its sharp sense of sight to locate a howler monkey 1 kilometer away. Unlike other birds, it possesses short and wide wings that allow it to maneuver with amazing agility among the dense foliage. Upon launching its attack, it can reach a speed of 80 kilometers per hour before impacting its target. The pressure force of its legs reaches 500 newtons, enough to instantly break the bones of an adult sloth. After a successful hunt, the harpy eagle transports prey that can represent up to 70% of its own body weight. Their nests are massive structures built in the crown of caper trees, more than 40 meters from the forest floor. Despite its status as an apex predator, the nest is a vulnerable place for the single chick they raise every 2 years. Large arboreal snakes and some climbing mammals represent a constant threat to eggs and defenseless chicks. The mother patrols the nest area with unmatched ferocity, ready to defend her lineage against any intruder that dares to climb. The harpy eagle requires extensive territories of virgin forest to survive, being a vital indicator of the health of the Amazon ecosystem. As the emperor of the canopy, its silent flight and penetrating gaze ensure that the balance of life continues in the heights. With the arrival of torrential rains, the pulse of the Amazon changes drastically and the river begins to reclaim the dry land. The water level rises unstoppably, reaching a height of up to 10 meters above the original forest floor. This phenomenon creates the Vasia, a flooded forest ecosystem that stretches across thousands of square kilometers of territory. Ancient dirt trails disappear under a mass of dark water, transforming the forest into an infinite aquatic labyrinth. The black caiman takes advantage of the rising water to move into the heart of the forest, exploring new hunting territories among the roots. The green anaconda, Eunectes murinus, glides with a renewed freedom, using depth to stalk from angles impossible in the summer. The pink dolphin masterfully navigates between tree trunks, using its flexible neck to chase fish in the submerged undergrowth. For frugivorous fish, this is an unprecedented banquet, as they can reach fruit falling directly from the treetops. However, for terrestrial mammals, the world is reduced to small islands of dry land and the highest branches of the canopy. The jaguar, an exceptional swimmer, must patrol its aquatic territory by traveling distances of up to 5 kilometers to find shelter. Peccaries and other ungulates are forced to compete fiercely for limited space in areas that still remain dry. The water temperature remains stable at around 26 degrees Celsius, encouraging an explosion of microscopic life and nutrients. The flooded forest becomes a giant nursery where many aquatic species take advantage of the protection of the vegetation to reproduce. This annual cycle is the engine of Amazonian biodiversity, redistributing sediments and energy throughout the river system. For months, the Amazon is a vibrant green ocean where the line between land and water is blurred in perfect harmony. Under the surface of Amazon rivers, a silver swarm patrols with a legendary and fearsome reputation. The red-bellied piranha, or Pygocentrus natereri, is the emblem of veracity in the heart of the continent. Its triangular teeth are sharp as razor blades, designed to shear flesh with absolute precision. They possess a bite force proportional to their size, reaching 320 newtons, one of the most powerful in the animal kingdom. An adult specimen can measure up to 0.5 meters in length and weigh nearly 3 kilograms of pure aggressiveness. Although they hunt individually, they group in massive schools to defend themselves and perform coordinated attacks in times of scarcity. Their sensory receptors detect a drop of blood in 100 liters of water, triggering an instant feeding frenzy. They're responsible for cleaning the rivers, removing sick animals or decaying organic matter. However, the feared piranha is not the absolute sovereign and occupies a vulnerable place in the trophic chain. The black caiman devours them by the dozens, using its armored skin to resist any counterattack attempts. Giant otters hunt them with amazing skill, turning this predator into a mere snack for the group. Large fish, such as the tucunare or the pirarucu, also include them in their diet, keeping them under constant biological control. They inhabit warm waters of 28 degrees Celsius, where competition for oxygen forces them to be extremely active. In every bite, the piranha demonstrates that survival in the Amazon depends on speed and audacity. They are silver warriors that personify the ferocity of an ecosystem where being a hunter does not free you from being the prey. In the upper levels of the Amazon rainforest, a master of agility emerges who dominates the vertical world with unparalleled skill. The spider monkey, belonging to the genus Ateles, is the ultimate acrobat of the trees, biologically designed for a life in suspension. Its slender body weighs approximately 9 kilograms, a lightweight structure that allows it to perform prodigious leaps between branches. The most amazing feature of this primate is its prehensile tail, which acts as a fifth limb capable of supporting its entire weight. The underside of its tail is hairless and possesses skin ridges similar to fingerprints for a maximum grip of 500 newtons. Their hands lack thumbs, an evolutionary adaptation that facilitates rapid swinging or brachiation through the dense canopy. It can travel at a speed of 30 kilometers per hour, easily outpacing any terrestrial predator trying to follow its trail. However, from the sky, the penetrating gaze of the harpy eagle represents a constant threat of sudden death. Upon detecting the silhouette of the raptor, the spider monkey group emits alarm calls that resonate for 1 kilometer around. The jaguar also stalks in transition zones, waiting for a slip to send a specimen falling toward the lower levels of the forest. To survive, spider monkeys stay in social groups of up to 30 individuals, dividing into subgroups to search for food. They consume large amounts of wild fruits, becoming the gardeners of the Amazon by dispersing seeds throughout their territory. Canopy temperatures usually exceed 32 degrees Celsius, which requires constant hydration obtained from epiphytic plants. Every maneuver in the air is an exhibition of physical calculation and biological trust in an environment where falling means the end. The spider monkey is the forest's agile heartbeat, a key piece that ensures the regeneration of the jungle with each acrobatic leap. In the penumbra of the Amazon canopy, there exists a creature that defies the laws of haste and constant movement. The brown-throated three-toed sloth, known scientifically as Bradypus variegatus, is the supreme master of energy economy. Weighing only 4 kilograms, its body is designed to hang from branches with minimal muscular effort. Its 3 10-centimeter curved claws act as biological hooks that keep its body anchored even during sleep. This mammal moves at a maximum speed of 4 meters per minute, making it the slowest animal in the world. Its fur is a tiny ecosystem where symbiotic algae grow, giving it a greenish tone that camouflages it from predators. Despite its invisibility, the harpy eagle can still detect it through subtle changes in foliage texture from a distance of 500 meters. Once a week, the sloth descends to the forest floor, facing mortal danger before the stalking of the jaguar. On dry land, its mobility is drastically reduced, becoming an easy prey for any 70-kilogram carnivore. In the flooded forest, the green anaconda represents a silent threat that can attack from the water while the sloth swims. Its metabolism is 40% slower than that of other mammals, processing a single leaf over a period of 30 days. Its body temperature fluctuates between 30 and 34 degrees Celsius, depending entirely on the ambient heat of the Amazon sun. The sloth's survival strategy is not strength or speed, but the art of passing unnoticed in the chaos of the jungle. As a host to multiple insects and algae, this slow being is a unique pillar in the biodiversity of the mid-canopy levels. The three-toed sloth teaches us that in the Amazon, sometimes the best way to survive is simply not to move. In the swampy channels and slow rivers of the Amazon resides the heaviest snake in the world, the green anaconda, or Eunectes murinus. This aquatic titan is the absolute sovereign of stagnant waters, where its massive body moves with terrifying grace. A dominant female can reach a length of 8 meters and a colossal weight of 250 kilograms of pure muscle. Its eyes and nostrils are located on the top of the skull, allowing it to stalk its prey while remaining almost totally submerged. As a master of ambush, the anaconda waits patiently for a 60-kilogram capybara to approach to drink at the shore. The attack is a burst of force where it wraps its victim, applying a devastating constriction of up to 600,000 newtons of pressure. Capable of engulfing whole caimans and deer, this apex predator processes its nutrients for weeks in temperatures of 30 degrees Celsius. However, even this queen of the swamps is vulnerable to the jaguar, the only hunter capable of challenging it while it rests on dry land. Its dark and spotted skin functions as perfect camouflage under murky water, making it a lethal ghost for any living being. The green anaconda is the guardian of the wetlands, a force of nature that maintains biological balance in the Amazonian ecosystem. On the damp and gloomy floor of the Amazon rainforest, a small jewel shines, hiding a deadly biological secret. The poison dart frog, belonging to the Dendrobatidae family, is one of the most feared and fascinating creatures on the planet. Its aposematic coloration, with bright yellow and electric blue tones, is a visual warning to any predator that dares to approach. With a size of barely 5 centimeters in length, this small sovereign demonstrates that real power does not reside in physical size. Its skin secretes batrachotoxin, a neurotoxic alkaloid capable of paralyzing the nervous system instantaneously. It is estimated that the venom of a single Phyllobates terribilis individual can kill 10 adult humans in a few minutes. Any predator that tries to bite it becomes a victim instantly, suffering fatal convulsions and respiratory failure through contact. Its toxicity is thousands of times superior to that of any rattlesnake or the most dangerous African cobra. It lives among the leaf litter and bromeliads of the forest floor, where the relative humidity usually exceeds 80% saturation. Unlike other amphibians, it is a diurnal creature that fully trusts its chemical weaponry to patrol its territory without fear. parents demonstrate extraordinary care, transporting their tadpoles on their backs toward small, safe water pools in the heights. It obtains its toxicity through the ingestion of specific ants and beetles that concentrate alkaloids from forest plants. It thrives in constant temperatures of 26 degrees Celsius, keeping its skin always moist to ensure the effective secretion of its toxins. This tiny but lethal jewel is a crucial indicator of biological health and the balance of virgin tropical forests. The poison dart frog is the chemical guardian of the Amazon, an evolutionary masterpiece that reigns without the need for claws or fangs. On the gloomy floor of the jungle, an implacable army arises that knows neither fear nor retreat before any adversary. The army ant, known scientifically as Eciton burchelli, is the most feared and powerful collective force in the Amazon. A single colony can be composed of up to 2 million individuals marching in perfect and terrifying synchrony. The soldier castes possess sickle-shaped jaws that exert amazing mechanical pressure for their size. As they advance, they create a massive hunting front, up to 20 meters wide, that sweeps away every living being in its path. They use a complex system of chemical signals and pheromones to coordinate their attack maneuvers with mathematical precision. No insect or small vertebrate is safe from being dismembered by thousands of simultaneous and incessant bites. Even lizards and frogs succumb to the black tide that injects formic acid into every open wound during combat. They do not build permanent nests underground, but temporary bivouacs formed by their own intertwined bodies to protect the queen. The swarm moves at a speed of 15 meters per hour, drastically altering the ecology of the Amazonian understory. In proportion to its mass, the destructive power of this army far exceeds that of any large, solitary predator in the jungle. Their march is followed by specialist birds that take advantage of the chaos to capture prey fleeing desperately from the legion. The colony's activity intensifies under the humid 30 degrees Celsius heat, maintaining the ecosystem's vital pulse. They are biological engineers who recycle nutrients on a massive scale and control invertebrate populations with absolute efficiency. The army ant is the supreme reminder that in the Amazon, collective unity is the most lethal weapon for survival. The flooded forest, technically known as Igapo or Vasia, is a transition realm where the boundary between land and water completely disappears. In this surreal setting, monumental trees sink their roots into a freshwater ocean that flows between the trunks. For the inhabitants of this environment, danger is a constant presence that can attack from any spatial dimension of the jungle. A capuchin monkey, or Cebus apella, guards the upper branches, unaware that the harpy eagle patrols the sky with lethal precision. From the air, this raptor dives in an attack that reaches 80 kilometers per hour, using talons that exert 500 newtons of pressure. Meanwhile, the jaguar stalks from semi-submerged trunks, moving with an agility that defies the unstable mud surface. The capybara, Hydroquerus, Hydrochaeris, must face a critical decision in every movement toward the shore to feed. If it goes on dry land, it exposes itself to the jaguar's fangs. If it remains in the water, it becomes the target of the black caiman. Under the mirror of murky water, Melanosuchus niger remains motionless, detecting the vibrations of its next victim through its sensitive skin. The green anaconda glides silently through the submerged vegetation, operating like a ghost in a world where oxygen is scarce. The biological density in these wetlands is amazing, sheltering thousands of species that depend on the annual cycle of rains. Temperatures in this humid microclimate remain constant at 28 degrees Celsius, accelerating all vital processes. The flooded forest is a three-dimensional battlefield where evolution has perfected the most extreme ambush tactics on the planet. Every square meter of this ecosystem is an intersection of life and death, where only the fittest manage to decipher the secrets of the water. This biological crossroads is the pulsing heart that maintains the Amazon's biodiversity in a dynamic and fierce balance. Above the gloomy floor, the Amazon canopy rises as a vertical metropolis bathed in intense and vibrant sunlight. This infinite network of branches, located at a height of between 30 and 60 meters, is a world apart with its own rules of survival. Emergent trees like the ceiba act as biological skyscrapers that support the life of thousands of specialized species. The toko toucan, Ramphastos toko, uses its 20-centimeter beak not only to feed, but also to regulate its body temperature. Spider monkeys move along these green highways with an agility that defies gravity in each acrobatic leap. Every branch is a vital transport route, but it also represents a potential trap where balance is the only guarantee of life. The three-toed sloth moves with a calculated slowness, relying on its camouflage to avoid being detected in the sea of leaves. However, danger descends from the infinite blue with the imposing figure of Harpia harpia, the undisputed queen of the air. This eagle has a 2-meter wingspan, allowing it to maneuver with surgical precision among the tightest spaces in the foliage. Its talons can exert 500 newtons of pressure, exceeding the strength of any other winged predator in the American continent. In the fissures of the bark, the tree snake Corallus hortulana waits motionless, blending with the vines and moss. It is a nocturnal hunter that uses heat sensors to detect small mammals running along branches under the moonlight. Competition for light and space is fierce, forcing epiphytic plants to grow on trunks to reach solar energy. At this level, the temperature can reach 35 degrees Celsius, creating a warm microclimate that accelerates the metabolism of the inhabitants. The sound in the canopy is a constant symphony of primate screams, birdsongs, and the buzzing of millions of insects. For a spider monkey, a 10-centimeter calculation error in a leap can mean a fatal fall to the forest floor. This hanging city is the lung of the planet, where most of the photosynthesis that oxygenates the Earth's atmosphere occurs. The complexity of this ecosystem is so vast that a single tree can harbour more ant species than an entire European nation. The canopy is a dynamic balance of life and death, an evolutionary laboratory that works at full capacity at a height of 40 meters. As guardians of the heights, these creatures ensure that the cycle of the Amazon continues to flow toward the infinite sky. In the labyrinth of the Amazon basin, there are dark water arteries that flow like clear tea laden with ancient mysteries. These blackwater rivers owe their deep coloration to the massive decomposition of organic matter and tannins from forest leaves. Visibility below the surface is almost zero, reducing to less than 0.5 meters in the densest areas due to lack of light. In this world of liquid shadows, sight is a useless luxury, and survival depends on much more subtle and powerful senses. The pink dolphin, Inia geoffrensis, becomes the absolute master of navigation through its sophisticated echolocation system. It emits constant sound pulses that bounce off obstacles, creating a precise mental map of its surroundings at a distance of 50 meters. Thanks to this natural biosonar, it can detect prey hidden in the densest mud without the need to use its eyes. The black caiman stalks on the gloomy banks, standing still like an obsidian statue in the water that absorbs all sunlight. Its sensory pores detect minimal changes in water pressure, identifying the exact position of an animal from several meters away. For fish, dark water is a death trap where every small vibration can be the prelude to a lightning attack. They use their lateral line, a specialized sensory organ that perceives the shock waves generated by any movement in the gloom. The temperature of these waters is usually slightly higher, reaching 30 degrees Celsius due to high heat absorption. The natural acidity of black rivers limits the growth of larvae, creating a strangely silent and gelid environment for life. Every encounter in these depths is a duel of pure reflexes where a fraction of a second decides who the final hunter is. The dark currents of the Amazon are a reminder that life always finds a way to reign in absolute darkness. In the vastness of the Amazon, the idea of an absolute sovereign vanishes before the astonishing complexity of its biological web. The balance of the planet's largest rainforest does not reside in the strength of a single individual, but in the eternal cycle of life. From the jaguar, Panthera onca, to the industrious army ant, every living being fulfills a fundamental and precise ecological mission. No victory is permanent in an environment where temperatures of 32 degrees Celsius and extreme humidity dictate the rules of the game. the power of a 400-kilogram black caiman can be neutralized by the ingenuity and cooperation of an otter family. The relentless precision of the harpy eagle regulates populations on high, ensuring that the canopy vegetation prospers in harmony. Predators and prey are linked by invisible threads of mutual necessity that maintain the health of the entire river ecosystem. This massive interconnection allows the Amazon to function as the lung of the world, processing tons of carbon every second. To understand the rules of this jungle is to understand that no one survives in isolation without constant interaction with their competitors. Life flows through the 6,000-kilometer watercourse as a stream of pure energy that never stops. Preserving this dynamic balance is the only way to ensure that the Earth's green heartbeat continues to resonate for future generations. The Amazon remains the supreme testimony of evolution, where the struggle for survival is nature's most beautiful dance. Subscribe to the channel in addition to sharing this video to spread this message of respect. Every action helps protect nature's wonderful creation. Before humans explored every corner of these remote islands, before science understood the extraordinary diversity of its nature, there already existed a world where evolution followed unique paths. In the tropical jungles of the Philippines, among mist-covered mountains, ancient forests and hidden rivers, dwell strange creatures that have remained hidden for millions of years. Welcome to Wild Philippines, strange creatures hidden in the tropical jungle. Please give us a like and subscribe to the channel to give us more motivation to keep creating quality content. Don't forget to comment below on what you thought of the video and tell us where you are watching from so we can chat together. May God bless everyone with health, peace and love for nature. Let's begin. Above the emerald canopy of the Philippine Islands, an imposing shadow claims absolute sovereignty as the master of the air. The Philippine eagle, known scientifically as Pithecophagua jefferi, is one of the largest and rarest winged predators on our planet. Its kingdom extends across the dense and humid jungles of islands like Mindanao, where the air vibrates under the power of its wings. It possesses a crown of erectile feathers that gives it a royal and threatening appearance, worthy of a monarch of nature. With a wingspan of 2 meters, this magnificent bird navigates through the intricate labyrinth of branches with an agility that defies its size. The females, larger than the males, can reach a weight of 8 kilograms of pure muscular power and determination. Its blue-grey eyes possess a vision 8 times more powerful than that of a human, detecting the slightest movement from a great distance. Formerly known as the monkey-eating eagle, it is a lethal strategist that patrols the forest canopy in search of its next victim. Its hunting technique consists of surprise attacks on long-tailed macaques, flying lemurs, and various large birds. Its massive talons can exert a pressure of 3,000 newtons, ensuring that no prey can escape once caught. When diving, it reaches a speed of 100 kilometers per hour, transforming into a biological projectile of surgical precision. It builds colossal nests in the tops of dipterocarp trees, at a height that often exceeds 40 meters from the ground. Sadly, its existence is in critical danger of extinction, with fewer than 400 pairs estimated to remain in the wild. As a keystone species, its disappearance would cause an irreversible imbalance in the biodiversity of Philippine ecosystems. The Philippine eagle remains the indomitable spirit of the jungle, a winged guardian that demands respect and urgent protection. When the sun hides behind the mountains of Bohol and darkness devours the jungle, one of the most enigmatic creatures on the planet emerges. The Philippine tarsier, scientifically named Carlito sirishta, is a tiny primate that seems to have escaped from a fantasy tale. This little goblin of the night is so tiny that it can easily fit in the palm of a human hand. An average adult measures barely 15 centimeters long and has a weight that oscillates between 80 and 160 grams. Its most striking feature is its colossal eyes, which are proportionally the largest of any mammal on Earth. Each of its eyeballs is as large and heavy as its own brain, occupying most of its skull. Due to the size of its eyes, the tarsier cannot move them within their sockets, but nature has granted it an amazing solution. It possesses a vertebral structure that allows it to rotate its head almost 180 degrees in each direction without moving the rest of its body. This 360-degree vision gives it an absolute tactical advantage for watching for predators and locating prey in the gloom. Its ears are extremely sensitive mobile membranes that can detect ultrasound frequencies inaudible to humans. Unlike most primates, the tarsier is a strict carnivore that feeds on insects, lizards, and small birds. Its hind legs are extraordinarily long due to an elongated ankle bone called the tarsus, which gives it its name. This adaptation allows it to perform explosive jumps of up to 3 meters in distance between the thinnest branches. Its long fingers end in adhesive pads that function as biological suction cups to grip firmly to any surface. The tail is long and hairless, functioning as a perfect balance rudder during its nocturnal aerial maneuvers. It is a solitary and territorial being that uses scent glands to mark its dominance in the dense foliage. When hunting, the tarsier observes its victim with lethal patience before lunging with millisecond precision. Its tactic consists of catching the prey with both hands and delivering a quick bite to immobilize it instantly. Despite its fragile appearance, it is a resilient survivor that has inhabited the jungles of Southeast Asia for 45 million years. However, it is extremely sensitive to stress and noise, which makes it a very difficult species to conserve in captivity. The loss of its natural habitat due to deforestation represents the greatest threat to the continuity of this ancestral lineage. The Philippine tarsier is the guardian of the secrets of the night, a biological jewel that must be protected urgently. In the gloom of the upper canopy, where the wind whispers between the leaves, dwells the silent ghost of the heights. The Philippine colugo, scientifically called Cynocephalus volans, is an extraordinary mammal that has perfected the art of aerial movement. Its most imposing feature is the patagium, an extensive skin membrane that connects its limbs from the neck to the tip of the tail. This biological mantle allows it to transform its body into an organic glider of amazing efficiency in the air. By launching itself from tree trunks, the colugo can cover a distance of up to 100 meters in a single controlled glide. Unlike other mammals, the colugo saves vital energy by avoiding the dangerous and slow descent to the forest floor. Its sharp curved claws provide a steel-like grip on the bark of dipterocarp trees. It is a nocturnal herbivore that feeds on tender leaves, flowers and nectar under the protective mantle of darkness. However, its vulnerability increases at twilight, when it becomes the primary prey of the Philippine eagle. To survive, it uses a mottled camouflage that makes it invisible against the texture of trunks covered in lichens. This glider of the shadows is a vital link that guarantees the transfer of energy between the levels of the jungle. The Philippine colugo remains an evolutionary marvel, a master of gravity that defines the magic of tropical life. Beneath the intricate roots of the Philippine mangroves, a prehistoric figure emerges that dominates the domains of water and mud. The water monitor, scientifically identified as Varanus salvator, is the sovereign of the estuaries and swampland of the archipelago. This colossal reptile can reach a length of 3 meters and weigh up to 60 kilograms, being one of the largest lizards in the world. Its robust body is covered in hard scales that act as natural armor against the dangers of the humid jungle. As a strategic predator, it uses the thick mud to hide its silhouette, becoming invisible to prey approaching the shore. It remains submerged with only its nostrils out of the water, waiting with lethal patience for the exact moment to act. Upon detecting a victim, the monitor releases explosive energy, lunging with lightning reaction speed at its target. Its bite is powerful and can introduce bacteria that weaken the prey, ensuring there is no escape from the initial attack. In addition to being a relentless hunter, the water monitor performs a vital ecological mission as the primary scavenger of the ecosystem. Its bifid tongue picks up chemical particles in the air, allowing it to locate the remains of dead animals from kilometers away. By consuming carrion, it cleans the jungle and prevents the spread of dangerous bacteria and infection hotspots in the environment. Its digestive system is a high-acidity biological laboratory capable of neutralizing lethal toxins present in decomposing meat. This sanitation work guarantees the biological balance of the mangroves, allowing life to thrive without the threat of epidemics. Its tail is a multifunctional tool, acting as a powerful rudder in the water and as a defensive whip capable of fracturing bones. The water monitor is the guardian of the humid shadows, an essential link that maintains the health and vitality of the Philippine jungle. In the emerald heart of the Visayan Islands, where humidity clings to giant ferns, the air exhales the whisper of a fading world. From among the dense vegetation emerges a singular silhouette, crowned by a rebel mane and a face marked by mysterious bumps, the Visayan warty pig. With a weight that barely reaches 80 kilograms, this forest warrior is one of the rarest and most threatened pigs on the entire face of the earth. Its most distinctive feature is the 3 pairs of fleshy bumps on its face, natural armor designed to protect it during fierce territorial disputes. During the mating season, males develop a mane of stiff bristles that can reach 30 centimeters in length, flowing like a war crest. However, its kingdom has been drastically reduced, being trapped in isolated fragments of jungle on the islands of Panay and Negros. They live in small social groups, led by a matriarch who guides the family through the most hidden paths to avoid predators. With their extremely strong snouts, they churn the earth in search of roots and tubers, acting as natural plows that oxygenate the forest soil. Tension arises when an intruder approaches. The group clusters immediately, forming a shield of muscle and tusks to protect the youngest. The alpha male bristles his mane to triple his visual size, releasing warning snorts before charging with the power of 1,000 newtons against the threat. Although they manage to defend their territory, the price of survival is the constant struggle against extinction in a world where their habitat disappears, meter by meter. The Visayan warty pig reminds us that true strength does not reside in size, but in the unshakable will to resist when all seems lost. In the densest and most humid shadows of Balabac Island dwells a tiny ghost that seems to have emerged from an ancient legend. The Philippine mouse deer, known scientifically as Tragulus nigricans, is one of the smallest and most fascinating ungulates in the world. locally called Pilandok. This being is an absolute master of stealth, capable of becoming invisible among the leaf litter of the forest floor. Its size is astonishingly small, reaching a length of barely 40 to 50 centimeters from nose to tail. With a weight that oscillates between 1 and 3 kilograms, it possesses a rounded body supported by extremely thin and fragile legs. Its dark brown fur with 3 distinctive white stripes on the throat provides it with perfect disruptive camouflage. Under the filtered light of the canopy, its figure blends with roots and shadows, frustrating the sharpest predators. Unlike other deer, the Pilandok lacks antlers, but nature has granted it a unique and terrifying defensive weapon. Males possess elongated upper canines that protrude from their mouth like small ivory tusks. These biological daggers are used in fierce territorial combat to protect their vital space among the dense bushes. It is a nocturnal and solitary survivor that prefers the safety of the gloom to search for its basic food. It feeds on tender leaves, shoots, and fallen fruits, processing the energy of the jungle with an efficient and silent metabolism. At the slightest suspicion of danger, the mouse deer freezes completely, becoming a statue of flesh and bone. If detected, it initiates an explosive escape through vegetation tunnels, moving at a surprising speed for its size. It performs a vital ecological mission as a seed disperser, guaranteeing the constant regeneration of the Balabac forests. As an endemic species, its survival is intrinsically linked to the health of the last fragments of virgin jungle in the Philippines. Its presence is an indicator of the integrity of the island ecosystem, acting as the guardian of the secrets of the understory. Sadly, habitat loss and illegal hunting have placed this little titan in a situation of extreme vulnerability. The Philippine mouse deer is a jewel of evolution, a testament that biological greatness does not depend on physical scale. Preserving its home is a moral imperative to ensure that the Pilandok continues to roam the invisible paths of the eternal jungle. In the tropical jungles of Southeast Asia, an elongated shadow glides between roots, branches, and humid leaves. This is the reticulated python, known scientifically as Malaopython reticulatus, the longest snake in the world. Some exceptional specimens can exceed 6 meters in length, becoming silent giants of the tropical forest. Its reticulated pattern of dark and golden spots breaks the shape of the body among shadows, trunks, and dense vegetation. Despite its size, it can climb trees with surprising skill, using powerful muscles to grip branches and trunks. From the forest floor to the low branches, the python turns every level of the jungle into a possible ambush zone. Small and medium-sized mammals, birds and reptiles form part of its diet in tropical ecosystems. The python detects a small mammal moving near a leaf-covered root and remains motionless among the vegetation. It waits patiently while the prey closes the distance, relying on its camouflage and the absolute stillness of its body. When the precise moment arrives, it launches a sudden attack and wraps the prey with extraordinary force. The hunt is decided by constriction, a silent strategy that turns patience into absolute dominance. Its enormous size allows it to face prey that many other reptiles could not control. However, every movement requires energy, which is why it carefully chooses when to attack and when to remain hidden. As an ambush predator, it helps control populations of small and medium-sized animals within the tropical forest. In the humid jungle, the reticulated python does not need speed to impose fear. It is enough for it to disappear into the shadows and wait for the perfect moment. Among the forests, agricultural fields and wetlands of the Philippines lives one of the most feared snakes in Southeast Asia. This is the Philippine cobra, known scientifically as Naja philippinensis, a species famous for the potency of its venom. Its relatively slender body allows it to move quickly through vegetation and natural shelters. When it feels threatened, it can lift the front part of its body and expand its characteristic hood. This posture serves as a visual warning to potential predators or intruders. Additionally, it possesses the ability to project venom toward a potential threat, a defensive adaptation uncommon among snakes. Its venom is an extremely effective tool for immobilizing prey and protecting itself from possible dangers. Rodents constitute a fundamental part of its diet, especially in areas near fields and crops. By controlling mouse populations, the cobra also plays an important role within the ecological balance. The snake detects a rodent moving through the grass and begins to discreetly follow its movements. It takes advantage of the plant cover to approach without drawing attention while gradually reducing the distance. When the prey enters a favorable position, it launches a quick and precise attack. The hunt is decided thanks to the combination of reflexes, precision, and the effectiveness of its venom. Few species generate as much respect among the inhabitants of the tropical areas where this snake lives. In the Philippines, the Philippine cobra represents a silent and powerful presence, a predator that combines elegance, adaptation, and one of the most feared venoms in Asia. In the dizzying heights of the Philippine canopy dwells a master of aerial evasion that seems to have emerged from ancient mythological legends. The Draco lizard, known scientifically as Draco volans, is the authentic flying dragon that dominates the skies of the tropical archipelago. Its most extraordinary feature is the patagium, an expandable skin membrane supported by a set of elongated and mobile ribs. These ribs, independent of its limbs, can unfold like biological fans to capture the air and generate lift. With a length of barely 20 centimeters, its slender and light body is designed to achieve supreme aerodynamic efficiency. Its skin mimics the texture of bark with brown and grey tones, allowing it to become invisible while resting on trunks. When a predator like an arboreal snake approaches, the Draco chooses flight over confrontation in a fraction of a second. With a powerful jump, it unfolds its colourful membranes and glides smoothly through the humid air of the virgin jungle. This tiny aviator can cover a distance of up to 60 meters in a single glide, losing very little altitude in the process. Its long, thin tail functions as a high-precision biological rudder, allowing it to navigate between branches with surgical skill. During the mating season, males display a yellow gular flag under their throat to signal their vigor and territorial dominance. It is an expert hunter of ants and termites, waiting motionless on trunks for insects to cross its lethal attack radius. Its unique ability to disappear into the air makes it one of the most frustrating prey for terrestrial and arboreal predators. As a specialized insectivore, it maintains the biological balance of the canopy, preventing ant populations from expanding without control. The Draco lizard is a masterpiece of evolution, a corner of magic that demonstrates that dragons exist in the heart of the forest. In the gloom of the Philippine jungles dwells a being whose appearance defies any conventional classification, the binturong. Known scientifically as Octictis binturong, this animal is often called the bear cat due to its feline face and robust body. Its most distinctive feature is its prehensile tail, a massive tool that functions as a fifth limb for navigating the heights. An adult can weigh up to 20 kilograms and measure almost 2 meters in total length, including its powerful, muscular tail. Although it may seem slow on the ground, the binturong is a master of arboreal life, moving safely among fruit-laden branches. Surprisingly, this predator emits a characteristic scent of hot popcorn, a unique chemical signal in nature. It uses its scent glands to mark its territory, leaving an olfactory trail that communicates its presence to other forest individuals. As a primary frugivore, it performs a crucial mission by digesting fig seeds and dispersing them, guaranteeing the regeneration of the forest canopy. Its vertical pupils and sharp hearing allow it to patrol the humid jungle under the moonlight with absolute precision. Sadly, the accelerated loss of its habitat due to deforestation is drastically reducing its ancestral domains. Furthermore, the binturong faces the constant threat of illegal hunting for the exotic pet trade and traditional medicine. Protecting this guardian of the corn scent is fundamental to preserving the biological balance of the primary jungles of Southeast Asia. Among the dense foliage emerges a vibrant red figure that announces the dawn of the Philippine jungle with indisputable authority. The Philippine hornbill, known scientifically as Buceros hydrocorax, is the tireless and vital gardener of the dipterocarp forests. Its most imposing feature is a massive beak crowned by a crimson casque that symbolizes its royal status in the canopy. An adult male reaches a length of 70 centimeters and possesses powerful wing musculature to soar through the humid air. It is known locally as the clock of the mountains due to its powerful rhythmic call that resonates from kilometers away. When flying, its wings produce a deep sound reminiscent of a steam locomotive, an acoustic signal of its sovereign presence. Its reproductive behavior is one of the most fascinating in nature, based on absolute loyalty and trust between the pair. As the primary seed disperser, the hornbill guarantees that the most important timber species continue to be born and grow in the virgin jungle. It can transport heavy seeds over distances of more than 5 kilometers, expanding plant biodiversity into new fertile territories. The Philippine hornbill is the architect of the forest, a biological jewel whose existence ensures the green future of the entire archipelago. Protecting its habitat is a moral imperative to prevent silence from falling over the peaks where its powerful voice once reigned. The Philippine hornbill remains the guardian of life, a symbol of resilience that flies over the infinite sky of the Philippines. As twilight falls over the jungles of the Philippines, the sky fills with the silhouette of a winged titan that defies the imagination. The golden-crowned flying fox, scientifically named Acercerodon jubotus, is the largest bat on the planet and a biological treasure. It possesses a colossal wingspan that reaches 1.7 meters, stretching like a dark leather mantle over the tree canopy. With a weight of up to 1.2 kilograms, this giant of the air is a marvel of evolutionary engineering adapted to sustained flight. It is a strict frugivore that covers distances of more than 40 kilometers in a single night to find the best wild figs. It performs a vital ecological mission as the sower of the jungle, dispersing seeds across vast mountainous territories. Its head is adorned with bright amber-colored fur that gives it its name and a royal appearance among the low clouds. During the day, thousands of individuals rest hanging upside down in the tallest trees, forming colonies that protect their collective existence. Sadly, the loss of primary jungle and hunting have reduced their populations to critical levels, threatening the health of the entire ecosystem. The giant flying fox is the guardian of the night skies, an essential link that ensures the green future of the Philippine Islands. In the low-tide zones of the Philippines, a fish emerges that defies the laws of conventional biology by conquering dry land. The mudskipper, scientifically called Periophthalmodon schlosseri, is the undisputed sovereign of the humid borders between the sea and the forest. This amphibious fish has developed highly vascularized skin that allows it to perform cutaneous respiration efficiently out of the water. Its gill chambers act as water reserve tanks, keeping its gills moist and functional while it patrols the burning mud. Its periscopic eyes are situated on the upper part of its head, granting it 360-degree vision to detect imminent dangers. It uses its muscular pectoral fins as biological arms to walk over the muddy surface with surprising and fluid skill. With a powerful twist of its tail, this fish can jump a distance of almost a meter to escape attacks from terrestrial predators. It is a tunnel engineer that builds complex burrows up to a meter deep in the soft ground of the mangrove. These underground shelters possess air chambers that guarantee its survival and the protection of its eggs during low tides. The mudskipper is extremely territorial, displaying its colourful dorsal fins to intimidate any intruder that invades its property. Its diet is purely opportunistic, capturing insects and small crustaceans with a rapid jaw movement of 40 kilometers per hour. It must always stay alert for herons and snakes that patrol the mud in search of easy and nutritious prey. Unlike other fish, its life takes place mostly out of the water, demonstrating an evolutionary independence that amazes modern science. It plays a crucial role in nutrient recycling, churning the sediment and oxygenating the soil of the Philippine riparian forests. The mudskipper is the guardian of the shore, a masterpiece of adaptation that reigns successfully between two opposite worlds. In the deepest and most forgotten corners of the Philippine swamps, a sovereign of time immemorial emerges that inspires absolute respect. The saltwater crocodile, scientifically named Crocodilus porosus, is the apex predator of the wetlands and estuaries of the archipelago. This prehistoric titan can reach a length of 6 meters, becoming the largest and heaviest reptile inhabiting our planet today. A dominant male can weigh up to 1,000 kilograms of pure brute force, protected by an armor of armored scales. It has survived for more than 200 million years, perfecting a hunting machinery that knows no rival at the border between water and land. It possesses thousands of sensory receptors in its jaw that detect the vibrations and pressure changes of a prey from a great distance. It is a master of invisibility, capable of remaining completely submerged while leaving only its eyes and nostrils on the surface of the mud. When attacking, it releases explosive energy that propels it out of the water with lightning reaction speed at its target. Its bite generates an astonishing pressure of 16,000 newtons, the most devastating and powerful force recorded in the entire animal kingdom. It uses the famous death roll to dismember and subdue its victims in a fierce combat where no possible escape exists. Its highly efficient metabolism allows it to survive for months without ingesting food after having consumed a large prey in the jungle. Sadly, in the Philippines, its population has been drastically reduced, being today one of the rarest and most threatened killers of the mangroves. As an alpha predator, it performs a vital mission regulating the biological health of aquatic ecosystems and maintaining the balance of species. Despite its lethal ferocity, the mother crocodile protects her offspring with a tenderness and loyalty that defies its wild nature. Preserving the dragon of the swamps is to ensure the integrity of the food chain in the last virgin refuges of the Philippine archipelago. The Philippine stick insects are the supreme masters of mimicry, transforming their anatomy into exact replicas of branches and leaves. With a length that can exceed 30 centimeters, these beings become invisible to the eyes of the birds of prey in the canopy. It is estimated that more than 70% of the insect species in the archipelago are endemic and unique to these virgin lands. The frogs of the genus Platymantis have developed direct evolution, where the young emerge from the egg as miniature adults. This adaptation eliminates the need to seek standing water, allowing them to colonize the most remote mountain peaks of the Philippines. Their acoustic communication creates a nocturnal symphony that maintains social cohesion and biological balance on the forest floor. These architects of the tiny perform a vital ecological mission as pest controllers and recyclers of organic nutrients. The fate of these hidden treasures depends on the preservation of every square centimeter of the jungle that saw them born. From the misty peaks of the Central Cordillera to the depths of the Philippine Trench, there exists a sacred and invisible connection. The archipelago is a living organism where the tropical jungle and the coral reef function as a single biological heart. Monsoon rains discharge more than 4,000 millimeters of water annually over the mountains, initiating a vital journey toward the ocean. Mighty rivers transport sediment and organic matter that nourish every corner of the coastal plains at great speed. In the transition zone emerge the mangroves of the genus Rhizophora, the guardians who protect the border between land and sea. Their intricate roots act as a biological kidney, filtering impurities and guaranteeing that pure water reaches the reefs. Without the protection of the forest and the mangrove, excess mud would suffocate the coral polyps in a lethal sedimentation process. A few kilometers from the coast lies the Tabataha Reef, a stronghold of biodiversity declared a World Heritage Site. This underwater paradise is home to more than 600 species of fish and 360 species of corals in an area of 97,000 hectares. Oxygen-rich marine currents flow from the abyss, clashing against the coral walls at a constant speed. The Philippines is located at the epicenter of the Coral Triangle, the region with the highest density of marine life on the entire planet. The exchange of nutrients between the jungle and the sea creates a survival network that sustains thousands of predators and prey. Sea turtles and reef sharks depend on the health of the seagrass meadows located near the forests. This indissoluble union is the guarantee that the cycle of life continues to beat strongly on every island of the archipelago. The fate of the jungle and the fate of the coral are one and the same, a perfect balance that defines the essence of the Philippine paradise. On the highest peaks of the Sierra Madre, the cycle of life begins with the caress of the clouds and the birth of pure humidity. Every drop of rain captured by the canopy initiates a descending journey driven by the relentless force of gravity. Water gathers in small streams that carve basalt and limestone, flowing with a renewing energy toward the heart of the jungle. The Cagayan River, the longest in the archipelago, covers 505 kilometers, transporting vital sediments that fertilize the valleys of Luzon. Along its path, waterfalls like Maria Cristina transform the river's calm into an explosion of white energy with a force of thousands of newtons. The water hits the deep pools with massive pressure, oxygenating the channel and creating refuges for endemic fish and crustaceans. In the regions of Palawan, water disappears underground to sculpt one of the most amazing cave systems on the planet. The Puerto Princesa underground river flows for 8 kilometers under a limestone cathedral adorned with millennia-old stalactites. In this world of absolute darkness, the temperature remains constant at 26 degrees Celsius, offering a sanctuary for thousands of swiftlets and bats. The cave water is loaded with dissolved minerals that, upon reaching the sea, nourish the corals and maintain the health of the coastal reefs. For terrestrial fauna, these liquid arteries are the only life insurance during seasons of extreme heat and drought. deer and wild boars congregate on the banks of the rivers, always alert for the stealth of predators patrolling the water. Humanity also depends on this vital flow, extracting millions of litres daily to sustain agriculture and life in the villages. At the end of its path, the river embraces the ocean in the estuaries, where mangroves act as nature's final filter. Water is the invisible soul of the Philippines, a crystal thread that unites the summits with the abyss and guarantees the eternity of life. In the heart of the tropics, existence is not governed by the human clock, but by the pulse of water and the eternal cycle of the sun. The arrival of the southwest monsoon discharges up to 5,000 millimeters of rain annually, awakening the latent spirit of the virgin jungle. Quiet streams are transformed into raging rivers with a flow of thousands of liters per second, carving new paths among the trees. This explosion of humidity triggers a biological symphony where flora blooms massively, providing energy for the entire ecosystem. Hornbills and eagles take advantage of the abundance of fruits and prey to feed their chicks in the highest part of the canopy. However, as the months pass, the sky clears and the northeast monsoon brings with it the relentless dry season. The temperature rises to 35 degrees Celsius, evaporating the small lagoons and transforming mud into cracked earth. Water becomes the most precious treasure, and every remaining puddle is transformed into a strategic battlefield for life. Deer and warty pigs must risk their lives on the riverbanks, where monitors wait with lethal patience. Even tarsiers and small frogs must adjust their activity, seeking the last strongholds of moisture in the deep moss. This cycle of abundance and scarcity is the forge that has perfected the intelligence and resilience of Philippine fauna for millennia. The eternal heartbeat of the seasons guarantees that the pulse of the archipelago remains strong and unstoppable under the tropical sky. Between the mist of the mountains and the salt of the sea, humanity has found its place in the vibrant heart of the Philippines. Indigenous peoples have guarded this archipelagic treasure for centuries, based on a deep respect for the land. Coastal communities depend on the sea, practicing sustainable fishing that ensures abundance for future generations. Traditional divers can descend up to 20 meters without equipment, collecting only what is necessary to feed their families. In the highlands, the Ifugao people carved majestic terraces, an engineering marvel that yields kilograms of rice. This traditional cultivation respects the mountain slopes, avoiding soil erosion while maintaining water purity. The forest is a biological pharmacy for locals, providing leaves and roots used in traditional medicine for millennia. Ancestral knowledge is transmitted from elders to youth through traditions that emphasize the sanctity of life. Many communities have declared their territories as protected forests to save the habitat of the Philippine eagle and other beings. Community patrols walk 10 kilometers daily through the jungle, identifying illegal activities and monitoring the health of the fauna. Sacred rituals are performed at the sources of the rivers, thanking the water spirits for the life flowing toward the sea. They understand that the ecosystem balance is fragile and depends on human moderation and millennial wisdom. Humanity and nature are not separate entities in the archipelago, but parts of a single complex and beautiful biological tapestry. The resilience of these peoples is the best defense against modern threats of destruction and environmental neglect. Living in harmony with the environment is the only way to ensure that the Philippine paradise survives for all eternity. The Philippine archipelago today finds itself at a critical crossroads between biological survival and definitive disappearance. The massive loss of primary jungle has reduced the domains of the Philippine eagle to isolated fragments of less than 10 square kilometers each. Unbridled poaching threatens to extinguish the mouse deer and the warty pig, genetic treasures that do not exist anywhere else. The increase in global temperature by 1.5 degrees Celsius intensifies typhoons, whose winds exceed 250 kilometers per hour, destroying vital nests. The warming of oceanic waters causes massive coral bleaching, threatening the life of thousands of fish in the Coral Triangle. The expansion of agriculture and large-scale mining fragments the biological corridors necessary for the free movement of endemic fauna. Philippine scientists work tirelessly in breeding centers to ensure that the Philippine eagle recovers its population in the wild. The creation of new protected areas is the only effective wall against the advance of environmental destruction on remote islands. Local communities have become the sovereign guardians of biodiversity, patrolling 20 kilometers of virgin jungle every day. Protecting every binturong and every reef is to ensure the balance of an ecosystem that regulates the climate of the entire Southeast Asia. Philippine nature possesses extraordinary resilience, capable of being reborn among volcanic ashes if given the necessary space. The salvation of this biological heritage is a global responsibility, as the archipelago holds fundamental evolutionary secrets for modern science. The time to act is now, before the last roar of the jungle is silenced under the weight of human negligence. We must ensure that the eagle's flight over the emerald canopy is an eternal legacy for future generations of Filipinos. The Philippines remains a paradise for wildlife, a kingdom of giants and tiny beings fighting for their sovereignty on the blue planet. Subscribe to the channel and share this video to carry this message of respect far and wide. Every gesture helps to protect nature's wonderful creation. The Philippine archipelago today finds itself at a critical crossroads between biological survival and definitive disappearance. The massive loss of primary jungle has reduced the domains of the Philippine eagle to isolated fragments of less than 10 square kilometers each. Unbridled poaching threatens to extinguish the mouse deer and the warty pig, genetic treasures that do not exist anywhere else. The increase in global temperature by 1.5 degrees Celsius intensifies typhoons, whose winds exceed 250 kilometers per hour, destroying vital nests. The warming of oceanic waters causes massive coral bleaching, threatening the life of thousands of fish in the Coral Triangle. The expansion of agriculture and large-scale mining fragments the biological corridors necessary for the free movement of endemic fauna. Philippine scientists work tirelessly in breeding centers to ensure that the Philippine eagle recovers its population in the wild. The creation of new protected areas is the only effective wall against the advance of environmental destruction on remote islands. Local communities have become the sovereign guardians of biodiversity, patrolling 20 kilometers of virgin jungle every day. Protecting every binturong and every reef is to ensure the balance of an ecosystem that regulates the climate of the entire Southeast Asia. Philippine nature possesses extraordinary resilience, capable of being reborn among volcanic ashes if given the necessary space. The salvation of this biological heritage is a global responsibility, as the archipelago holds fundamental evolutionary secrets for modern science. The time to act is now, before the last roar of the jungle is silenced under the weight of human negligence. We must ensure that the eagle's flight over the emerald canopy is an eternal legacy for future generations of Filipinos. The Philippines remains a paradise for wildlife, a kingdom of giants and tiny beings fighting for their sovereignty on the blue planet. Subscribe to the channel and share this video to carry this message of respect far and wide. Every gesture helps to protect nature's wonderful creation.